Hello everyone, and I'm back with Heaven's Secret, Season 2, Episode 3. It was finally released, and I'm so excited to see what's gonna happen, because, let's just say Lucifer did us all dirty, and he literally told that wench that she could control heaven and earth and hell from our school, or let's just say, or old school, and now she's on her way to destroy some more lives. So let's just see. The Angels and Demons Academy, old friends, devilish lecturers, it seems that everything is back to the way it used to be, but that's far from being true. Apparently, shock me. Literally, this picture is already saying so much. I can't. Fact. Because the school is connected to Earth time, students age during their education. That is why only young mortals are accepted into the Angels and Demons Academy. The more memories we have, the harder it is to say goodbye to the person who gave them to us. Dad often fell asleep in front of the TV with the remote in his hand. He wasn't a great cook, but he made a perfect bowl of milk and cereal. Damn! I knew he loved me in a way that no man, no person in the world ever could. Not even Mom. Our mom is a bitch and she does not love us at all. So, why do you even name her? Actually, why the fuck is she even alive? Like, why? Dad, I'm sorry. I feel so bad for the dad. Like, he lost every single person he loved. Oh my god. Heaven's Secret, Judgment Day. Judgment Day. Episode 3, first task. Ugh. She's just using us as bitches. As little dogs. She literally put a collar on us. What you mean? The capital. You don't say. Plague demanded Dino and Fancio followed us to the academy. Of course! Malbonte whistled, and after that, several sea dragons landed not far from us. People, I'm so not having this. Malbonte, why are you like this? How lovely. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that comment to myself. Plague touched one of them, but he snorted and shook his head, throwing off her hand. That! Ooh! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, it looks beautiful. I love the eye color. Oh my god. She turned towards Mimi and me and roughly removed our chains but left the collars around our necks. This bitch is insane and I hate her with a passion. The pets will fly on these creatures. Like I said, we are her bitches. Malbonte took me by the arm and put me on the dragon. I'm sorry. This picture is insanely gorgeous. I had to show it to y'all. Malbonte took me by the arm and put me on the dragon. Like I said. No, I didn't say it, but I wanted to say it. This man has a tail between its legs now, and I don't know how to feel about that. He lost all of his arrogance. He became a little doggy instead of being a wolf. I don't know how to feel about that. Turn back into your dragon self, sir. Lucifer did the same with Mimi. They are treating us like little bitches, people. I don't know what to say. Let's not waste time. I can't wait to begin. No comment. Plague soared into the sky, leaving the ground where she had stood, cracked as from a powerful blow. I wrapped my arms around the dragon's neck, pressed my cheek against his rough skin, and closed my eyes. Poor us. Like, we are literally in the middle of depression right now. I remember the beautiful hair. Just like my first day as an immortal. I can't handle this, just like I did back then. The main thing is not to give in to my emotions. The dragon took a few slow steps, then rushed forward and jumped, lifting us into the air. His body curved through the air like rippling waves. I opened my eyes. I'm sorry, what about Lucifer and Malbonte? Where the fuck are they? Are they like beside us or are they with us on the dragon? Cold air filled my lungs and chilled my skin. Dense clouds covered and hid the entire cities. Stretching out my hand and spreading my fingers, I let the air current swirl over my palm, pushing it away, then tilting it this way and that. I imagined as best as I could that I was flying with my own wings, that I was still free. Mimi caught my eye. Oh, Mimi. She whispered to me, with her lips alone, and if I hadn't shared her feelings, I probably wouldn't have understood what she was mouthing. No one will help us. Be strong. Mimi. She's also my child. I nodded to her, forcing my numb lips to stretch into something resembling a reassuring smile. No one will believe you that you are reassured. Girl, please. Lucifer, Dino, Malbonte, and Plague flew right beside us. Okay. That's my answer, and I fucking hate what's going on right now. So literally, we are flying on a dragon, and the others are flying beside us. What the fuck is this? My gaze instinctively fell on Lucifer, Dino, Malbonte. Like I said, this is the Malbonte version. And I'm gonna do all of the versions. But Blake, do I look like that? Malbonte. My face is on Malbonte. When you think about it, it's not surprising that he defected to Blake's side. I think he's trying to see what best way to do here. Because he saw, or I think he can feel her powerful aura. So I think that he knows how powerful she is and what she can do with that power. Because in the last episode, we had this reflection where we saw Malbonte walking back to Plague and they were looking at each other. They seemed like they hated each other, but they still seemed to respect each other and their powers. So I would say he's trying to see what he can do right now in a situation like this. He can't just go and attack her because he knows right now that he doesn't have a choice. She's much more powerful than him, I'd say. And she respects him because she knows that he's powerful. That's it. And I don't know what to say right now at the situation. But if I say these ironic comments or say he has a tail between its legs, do not take it seriously. I'm just kidding. Honestly, I'm a little worried about what's gonna happen because we literally lost the part of us that made us powerful, the part from Malbonte that was inside of us. He has it back now, and we are literally in no capacity to do anything right now. We literally can't do anything but to watch as we turn into prisoners, into slaves. And honestly, I feel like the boys don't feel any better. I would say they have more freedom in some way, that they don't have chokers around their necks like Mimi and us. But that's it. They still are completely, they are held down. They can't do anything. They have to watch their moves too. They have to serve her like slaves too. She's rubbing them, she's touching them, and literally they can't do anything. Last episode, we saw that that bitch was touching Lucifer. Also my man, by the way. And he recoiled from her touch, disgusted. all of them are not having it, but they're too scared, too terrified to do something. And I really fear what this is about to do, what this is about to bring. Oh my god. Oh. Honestly, I feel so bad for the boys. But let me stop. Let me stop ramble on. Let me just continue. Malbonte doesn't have an altruistic nature. He sticks to his own sense of morality and doesn't care what the rest think. I respect that, because who is best gonna take care of you than yourself? And that's also one thing, because from a healthy state of mind, you will always try to look out for yourself, because besides your family, in normal cases, you always have to look out for your own. Think about Catherine from the Vampire Diaries. She's like, I'm a survivor. I have to look out for myself. I always have been looking out for myself. And so these boys, especially Malbonte, he had to look out for himself. So they're doing right now what they can to survive. So don't act like that, girl. For some reason, it's to his advantage to obey Plague rather than oppose her. Yes, she can murder him. What's wrong with you? But could there be more to it? I would say time will tell. Malbonte looked especially imposing and formidable in flight. His huge wings seemed capable of completely enfolding the dragon I was flying on. What is this? His movements seemed light, and only the taut muscles on his back betrayed the burden he managed so skillfully. Malbonte noticed that I was looking at him and responded in kind. What? We aren't very subtle, huh? I'm sorry, but can I just say, or character? I never really thought much about it, but she's a hypocrite. She's blaming him, she's insulting him in her thoughts, and as soon as he looks at her, she's blushing. What is this? She doesn't seem to be bipolar, so she's a hypocrite. Choose one side, girl. What is this? The way he seemed to look right into me always made me uneasy. That's not uneasy, girl, you're blushing. His gaze was devoid of any emotion, but at the same time, it felt infinitely deep. And the longer he looked, the more uncomfortable I became. I think he has some sort of feelings for us, but I don't know how deep these feelings go. That for one. The second, I have the feeling he's trying to figure out what we are about to do, because that's just a thought. If he actually already cares or still cares, because if you are his root or not, we always had some sort of connection with Malbonte, and he cares. We saw that last episode, he didn't want Plague to know that we had part of his powers. So he wanted to protect us from that pain that she put us through after she found out that we had his powers. So right now, I think he's trying to read us. Something sparked between you and Malbonte. So it was right what I was just thinking. Okay, I love this. Unable to bear his attention, I wanted to turn away, but he beat me to it. Ooh! He seemed to lose interest and caught up with Plague, who was flying ahead. Now he's uncomfortable. That's what's going on here. He felt uncomfortable. He felt a sexual tension. He felt a desire awaken inside of him, and he said, "Yeah, no, I can't do this right now. I have to concentrate on what's going on right now. I have to come back to this moment, to the reality, to the now, and I'm just gonna go away because you're distracting me." That's what's happening. I continued to think about what to do next. Something began to emerge from the emptiness inside me, a stubborn desire to survive and prove to everyone that I was no longer an ordinary mortal who could be pushed around. Well, girl, on Earth or in heaven, there is still a democracy. or if you ask me, a monarchy. And we are literally at the bottom. We are part of the bottom of the food chain. And Plague, Malbonte, these two are so fucking powerful that they are literally sitting at the top. Okay? You can't do anything. I'll leave all my feelings behind. I won't look back. If there's no thing that dungeon taught me, it's that you can get used to even pitch darkness. The dragon began to change its course. I almost fell and instinctively clung tighter. The cold prickled my face and the wind tossed my hair from side to side. The clouds thinned before us as we flew on until the academy came into view. My path leads me here, again and again. This is just karma. This is a devil's circle. We keep on coming back here. Plague's shrill laughter echoed across the sky. People, I imagine this, and I'm horrified. Literally, imagine you are literally in the sky or just at a very, very windy place and you hear this insane, evil laughter echoing throughout everywhere, like echoing everywhere you are, all around you. Let the fun begin. We began to descend. Please don't. Do me a favor and don't. What? Angels and Demons Academy. Let's go. There were two figures at the entrance. Oh my god. I peered at them, trying to place a familiar silhouette. After the dragon's feet thud against the earth and the dust had settled, I was finally able to get a better look at them. Oh my god, Miss Selena! Oh, she's beautiful. Can I just say? She looks much, much more beautiful than in season 1. Welcome, madam. Gerald is here still, too. A joyful cry almost escaped my lips, but I restrained myself. Hastily and somewhat clumsily, I got off the dragon. The strands behind my wings stuck into my flesh as I moved, crushing feathers, but I didn't care. Miss Alina's eyes teared up as she looked at us. Gerald just nodded knowingly. They're here. They're alive. Plague brought them back too. All right. I can't, people. I thought that they were alive. No, she brought them back. They had been teachers at the academy and kind mentors, but they had died during the war with Malbonte. Lies. I remember that I saved Gerald. And I remember another time where I replayed it where I saved Miss Alina. But hey, it's fine. If they all died, they were all brought back, then it's even more bittersweet. Their return was one of the few silver linings amid recent events. How wonderful. Malbonte, have you prepared them for my arrival? I hate this bitch. The students have already been warned about you. Lucifer, and he's fucking hot too. Oh my god. Fantastic. I want to take a bath. Where are my chambers? Oh. Sorry. Plague beckoned to Mimi and me with a finger before heading to the entrance. Oh. Ladies, why are you in chains? Miss Selena hurriedly took our hands, speaking in a whisper, then immediately let go. Gerald pulled her away with a look of displeasure. Don't talk to them. Not here. Gerald! What's this attitude? I exchanged glances with Mimi before heading after the others. Oh. I'm so sorry. I'm so not having this situation. Where the fuck are we going? I thought we had to go to her chambers. There were several students in the schoolyard, but they all hurriedly disappeared as soon as they saw us approaching. No one wants to be around that bitch. I don't blame them. Plague walked slowly, proudly, as if the place belonged to her. It kind of does, if they're all running away. Can you give me a tour? No, I can't. But I bet she's talking to Malbonte, or to Lucifer, or whatever. Miss Alina trembled and Gerald grimaced, not hiding his dislike. I was afraid Plague would notice, but Fenzio volunteered before she could even turn around. I'd be honored, mistress. Take my pets to their rooms. Just something worthy for them. So far I like them. Yeah, you can probably hear it. I'm not having it. I will take them, mistress. She looks so pretty. I'm sorry, but I have to say it. She kind of reminds me of us. Or of a mother, honestly. Miss Alina touched my back and gently pushed me forward. I felt her fingers tremble. Miss Alina, you and Gerald are alive. I'm so glad. Oh, Sifa. Be quiet, she could hear. We went up to the second floor. I am so not having this. Oh my god, the flowers! Everything about the hallway felt familiar and dear, from the way it looked to how it smelled. How many times had I walked down it, or run headlong? How many times had I laughed and cried leaning against those walls? But what would happen now? Would all those memories that had warmed my heart for so many years be wiped away? Would the academy become my new prison? I'll remain Plague's captive for an eternity. The past cannot be brought back. Plague won't allow us to live normally. I won't let Plague rob me of my good memories. You managed to suppress your despair. She will not destroy my good memories. They are mine. They're part of my past. You will not ruin it. Miss Alina slowed down and looked around a few times before stopping. What's the matter? Are the rooms here now? Someone wanted to say hello to you. Who's back? Who's back? If she brought Sammy back, I'm gonna fucking cry. Miss Alina knocked on one of the doors. The knob turned. Mimi and I were anxiously waiting for what would happen next. Are you fucking kidding me? What's wrong? Someone's shoes poked out first and I had a red haircut or did you stop? Adi! I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I fucking missed him. Oh my god, I love this man. I loved this man. Did you miss me? A part of me died on the inside, Adi. That's what I have to say. Oh my god, he looks so good. Like, can I just say, even though I didn't want to try anything in season 1, because he's my best friend, and I don't do that. He looks fucking good. And the necklace around his neck, oh my god. Huh? Adi? The door opened wider. Yes! People, I am so sorry, people. I am so sorry. I really am. Oh my fucking god, people, the joy. I'm crying. Not just him. Sammy! Oh my god. Mimi, same. Mimi's me. Tag yourself. Oh my god. Oh my god, I have to calm down. People, the joy I'm feeling right now is insane. Mimi squealed and threw herself into their arms. Sifa, all isn't lost if you're here. I couldn't move. The whole world seemed to spin and sway, and the ground felt like it would crumble beneath me. Mimi, please be quiet. Shut up, I was the same. When Mimi pulled away, Adi and Sammy looked at me fondly, but with some confusion. Aren't you glad to see us? Sammy! I'm sorry, stop. How the fuck did they write him? Sammy is written with 2 M and a Y. Not with an I. Well, sorry. Yeah, we're over emotional. Like, we're impassable right now. You have to give me some time. Right now, we're in disbelief. Guys, you... My voice was hoarse and I fell silent. Without another word, I closed the distance and hugged them. Thank you. I stood with my eyes closed, clinging to them, enjoying the warmth of my old friend's embrace. Oh, here it's written, I'm so done with this. Adi and Sammy, like many others, had died caught up in the maelstrom of events surrounding Malbonte. They are finally here. My sweethearts are finally back. But there they were, alive and real. Sammy stroked my back, whispering softly in my ear, "It's okay, we're back. Everything is fine." It's just Sammy. Oh, it's so good. I'm so sorry. I don't think I will have it this episode. Oh my god. Adi cautiously pulled away from me and slyly looked into my eyes. "No, you won't be able to get rid of us." I am fine with that, Adi. I am fine with that. I laughed through my tears. Same, girl. I'll hold you to that. That plague bring you back too. She brought back everyone who during the last... What? She brought back everyone who died during the last 10 years, I would say. It's what it says. Everyone? Who could have imagined this? What happened after Miss Selena took Mimi and me by the hand. "You'll have a chance to talk later. I need to take them to their rooms. See you at the meeting." Oh! What meeting? But Miss Selena had already pulled us further along, saying, "Boys, please be careful." No! Let me stay with my babies. What is this bullshit? You brought back my family. You brought back my honeys, my babies, and now you're tearing me away from them. Are you nuts? Are you kidding me? This is an even bigger pain. As we were led away, Mimi talked without stopping. She talked about plague, suggesting theories and plans for a liberation. With each passing minute, Miss Selena pressed her lips into a thinner and thinner line. Finally, she stopped. "Here are your chambers. You'll live separately." "Why?" "Malbonte said it would be best for you." Malbonte said that? What does he know about it? Let's go, Mimi with the red eyes. He's a monster. I opened the door and looked into the room. Aw, cute. Yeah, I'm still not having it, people. Let me guess, we can choose what our room looks like now? You're fucking shitting me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I would have to censor myself. Oh, God. Damn. I don't know. Ooh, that looks like Romeo and Juliet. A pretty room. I'm sorry, this looks like Romeo and Juliet. But I kind of like this because I love red. I'm gonna take it because I love red. I might even like it here if it wasn't for Blake. Mimi stretched tiredly, and after saying goodbye, shut herself in her room, just like back then. Miss Alina came with me into my chambers. She awkwardly looked around, as if she was afraid to touch anything. I turned to her and gave her a hug. I'm so glad that you and Gerald... Oh, Miss Alina, I'm sorry about everything that happened. She gently, soothingly touched my cheek. It's all right, Simona. I don't remember much from non-existence. It feels like a distant dream. How are you? I pulled away and began to pace the room nervously. I can't believe everyone gave up so easily. We have to fight. We have to do something. Otherwise, plague will destroy us all. Miss Alina suddenly caught my hand, squeezing them tightly. Don't you dare, Simona. Don't even think about it. Promise me you'll be careful and you won't do anything risky. But Miss Alina, we can't escape from here. I'm not here of my own will either. If it were possible, Gerald and I would have run away long ago. You understand? You were able to come to the school, but you can't leave of your own accord. Her eyes sparkled with welling tears. She pulled away and hurried to the door. Relax, take a bath, think. Oh no, she's crying. Hard times are coming. Wait. Yes? What should I say? Oh my fucking god, 50! How many gems are there gonna make me pay? What do you know about plague and everything that's going on around here? Who cares? Miss Alina paled. She let go of the doorknob and took a seat on the edge of the bed. There were legends about a particular fate that awaited the heavens. Something about everything coming to an end. But we didn't believe it, and I keep wondering, why is it happening now? I sat next to Miss Alina, barely holding back my curiosity. What did the legends say? She sighed, reluctantly continuing. There were rumors that there were ancient writings in Hell's library. They described a time when angels and demons came into being. They prophesied that everything must end, and that there were things over which even Sifa held no power. But was that possible? They prophesied that the hour would come when almighty beings would descend from the sky. A world would be for them as the world of mortals was for us, and in their eyes our weakness would be as that of earthly people in ours. Those creatures would call themselves horsemen, those who wreak havoc. With their arrival, the dead would rise, the forest would burn, and hearts would fill with despair and fear. As soon as the first horsemen set foot in our world, a terrible fate would await us. Their purpose remained a mystery. Why would they seek the destruction of an entire world, and who was behind them? Only one thing was certain. The horsemen brought the downfall of civilization wherever they appeared. Each brother would be succeeded by the next. When all four brothers appeared, the world would choke on despair, hatred, weakness, and fear. Okay. Oh my god, look at this, people! I am so done with this. Look at this beautiful animation! Oh, look at this! Let's go! And after that, the last judgment would follow. Of course. We do not have anything else to worry about. What is the last judgment? Miss Alina shrugged. The place where it will be decided who deserves to live and who deserves to die. The knowledge you gain weakens your despair. Miss Alina stood up. I have to go. See you soon, Simona. When she opened the door, I quietly said, I'm glad you're okay. And I'm happy for you. You've managed to achieve a lot. And almost lose everything. The smile slipped from her face. Like all of us. Oh, Miss Alina. Miss Alina was gone, leaving me alone with my despair. I walked around the room, looked out the window, returned to the bed, and stared at the perfectly placed pillows. And all the chaos that surrounded me, that detail seemed strange to me. In a fit of anger, I grabbed one of them and threw it into the far corner. Plague wants us to act like everything is fine, but this isn't normal. My clothes were clinging to my body. Irritated, I took them off, threw them on the pillow, and went to the bathroom. And now we can pay for a new outfit. Beautiful. Ooh, I love that. The ice-cold water cooled my temper. I slowly ran a sponge over my body, banishing the fatigue and dull despair from my shoulders. I lingered near each scar that neither water nor immortality could wash away. Oh. So. Okay. They'd be a permanent reminder of my month spent in prison. My hand froze on my shoulder as a memory suddenly flashed in my mind. Someone came to see me. I think it was... Let's go! Oh my god, I can't. I'm so sorry. Okay. Malbonte. I submerged my head in the water. and at the same time in the past. Woo! Sorry. I'm so sorry. I was barely conscious when he came. Oh, when we were in the dungeon! The door opened and light particularly illuminated the dungeon. Let's go. From weakness, I only managed to crack open my eyes. Malbonte stood a little to the right of the doorway, pressed back against the wall. His silhouette merged with the darkness of the cell, but I knew he was looking at me. Oh my god, I'm living. I'm so living. I felt his presence and attention. With the last of my strength, I whispered, "Get out!" She says, "Get out." I won't stay long. Oof, Malbonte said, "Yeah, I'm not going out yet." He came closer. Oh, sorry. His heavy steps made the floor shudder, and the heels of his boots rang like a muffled bell, reverberating painfully in my temples. Ooh. People like the desire I have for this man is insane. Malbonte crouched down and put his hand over my neck and collar. I'm sorry? His palm was hot, almost burning against my cold skin. I felt a jolt, a force that burst out of him and soaked into me. Did he give us some of his powers? So that we could survive? For a while, the pain and thirst subsided. It became easier for me to endure the torture. Is that better? I'm sorry? Did he give us a little bit of his powers back then? And that's the energy that plague tore out of us? I was at a complete loss as to what was happening. I barely nodded, turned my head and touched his fingers with my icy lips. My voice was a whisper. You're so warm. Oh, that's a beautiful moment. Oh my god. Look at his face. Oh, he's feeling bad. He's feeling so bad. He's feeling guilty. He froze as if afraid to move. Now he's feeling guilty. Recognizing the feeling of human warmth, I began to shiver. I wanted to cling to Malbonte. I wanted to bury my head against his chest, to ask him not to leave. I felt so terribly cold. But I lacked the strength to speak. In the end, Malbonte pulled away. I moaned quietly when his hand slid from my neck. He'll be released soon. That's what you think. Let me stop. Just wait. I heard receding footsteps and the sound of the door closing. Why are you leaving? Let me stop. Oh my god, people. He was playing with my heartstrings just now. I was alone again. Oh my god. I snapped out of my memory, suddenly realizing that I was recalling the brush of his fingertips against my neck. A second before he took his hand away, I couldn't tell if it had been a dream or if he really came to see me. He really came to see you. Let's go. But if he visited me, if he shared his power and momentarily filled the dark void of the dungeon with his presence, I was grateful to him. He literally gave us his powers, so that we could survive, that we wouldn't suffer so much of not being able to eat or drink. Oh, I am even more in love with this man. Yeah. Isn't he great? The bath had become too cold. A thin layer of foam covered the surface. I shivered and climbed out. I'm living. The bed beckoned to me to lie down and rest. I had completely forgotten what that was like, but I knew that I wouldn't fall asleep. I might not ever. So I began to get ready for the meeting with Plague. I didn't know what to expect. Surely all we had to do was talk to each other and everything would work out. Was this the mark of true despair? Yee. I'm so sorry. Honestly, they all look shitty to me. I'm just gonna go with this. I like the pants. Yes. No. Uh. Um. What kind of outfit? Oh my god, I like the earrings. I'm just honestly, just a second. Start with this one. The door opened as soon as I turned away from the mirror. No. We're gonna yeah. Yeah. We're gonna stay with that hair. Forget it. The door opened as soon as I turned away from the mirror. I volunteer to bring you. Sammy! The first angel I gave my heart to. I'm so sorry. Ignore me. I'm just so filled with happiness to see him. Sammy! She too! I rushed to him. He grabbed me by the waist and twirled me around, laughing softly. My baby is back! I'm so happy! I pressed my palms to his cheeks, taking a long look at his face. I can't believe that you and Adi... Me neither, Simona. Let's consider this a second chance. You're gonna stay here? If you die, I'm gonna fucking murder you when you come back from hell. Did you know that, Fenzio? Sammy lowered his head, forcing me to withdraw my hands. I know. I saw him walking down the hall with plague. He sighed, then immediately smiled, banishing the fleeting anger that had overtaken him. Let's not talk about that. Adi and Mimi are already waiting. Let's go then. My babies are back. I'm so happy. Along the way, I noticed Sammy's growing nervousness. My poor child. He's going through so much. At the door, we lingered for a while before entering. I wouldn't rush going in there, honestly. We exchanged empty platitudes, pretending that we weren't just buying ourselves some time. Exactly, just like what I was just saying. But the doors soon opened and a woman addressed us. Of course it's her. Come in. She was working at the Citadel, and now? The hall was crowded. I recognized many familiar faces that had nearly faded from my memory over the last 10 years. I recognized those who had died in the war and others who survived. There were also many unfamiliar immortals. They all stood tensely waiting for the one who had summoned them. No one tried to rebel or fight. Everyone seemed subdued. I felt the same way, unsurprised, furious. Honestly, I'm not surprised. They're scared and shattered. No one has been able to come close to matching her power. We approached Adi and Mimi, who were standing behind everyone, almost in a corner of the room. Can I see Adi again? Please, please, please. They looked at the others with open hostility, as if a free-for-all might erupt. There are children here. Where's Adi? Adi? Thank you. I'm so sorry. Oh, my babies. I missed them so much. Literally, people, I have been torturing myself all over again. I literally wanted to play the root with everyone. And I watched Adi and Sammy, my little babies, my children. I watched them die 4 times. Please bear with me. Okay, people, I'm extremely upset. I literally almost played till the end of this episode, and then my phone showed me that it didn't record anything. So, thank God I had another account so I could play it here. But I'm literally so upset. Like the commentary I made, I can't reproduce it now. But let's just continue. Like I said, I'm really upset. Anyway, why did you bring us all together? She needs Earth for some reason.
The hum of voices stopped as we heard a clacking of heels on tile, and the bitch was arriving. Blake walked slowly, swaying her hips and stroking the rat on her shoulder. She glanced at the crowd and waved like a celebrity for the press. I felt like being off you. Blake sat down on a throne that had been specially prepared for her, crossed her legs, and again carefully looked at everyone. Malbonte stood behind her, staring blankly in front of him. Why, Malbonte, why? Lucifer, Dino, Fenzio, and Durando stood in a row in front of the crowd of students. I have an announcement for you, immortals. Now you'll stop whining again. Literally, she is looking like a psychopath. She clapped her hands in delight. You'll help me wreak havoc on Earth. No. As much as everyone feared her, indignant whispers rustled through the hall. Blake's expression changed and her tone became menacing. And whoever refuses will die before seeing the most interesting part. Everyone fell silent, aside from a few children who sobbed quietly. Hey, don't cry. I know. Dinah picked up a girl of about 10 years old. She immediately threw her arms around his neck and hid her face in his chest. What's your name? Kira. Oh, literally, is she a hybrid? Like one part of her wing is like the wings of angels, and the other one seems like the wings of a demon. Blake beckoned them with her finger. Bring her to me. She was just scared. I said bring her. Kira hugged Dino even tighter. He approached Blake and bent to set the girl down, but she clung around his neck like a monkey. The horsewoman began impatiently tapping her finger on the armrest of her seat. Let me go, Kira. No. Come to me, girl. Frightened by the threat in Blake's voice, Kira pulled away from Dino and approached the throne with her head bowed. Like she's an actual bitch, actually. Just you wait. Blake spread her arms as if preparing to embrace her. You are sick, girl. What a lovely creature. I haven't seen children before. Thank God you haven't. For them. Come closer. As soon as Kira took a step forward towards her, Blake grabbed her by the wrist and roughly pulled her. Literally that face from Dino. I love the new expressions that the creators did for them. Dino leaned forward, but Fenzio caught his arm. Let him be! Let him stand up for the people that can't stand up for themselves. Not like you, Fenzio. Don't. Blake ran a fingernail over the girl's cheek, playfully scratching the skin. Playfully scratching the skin, people. What a tender, frightened sheep. For her! Blake stretched out her hand. Torrendo stepped up to her platform and wrapped a set of chains across her open palm. The mental collar clicked around Kira's neck. You'll be my new toy. Literally, she's just a kid. Like, do you see how ruthless this woman is? She's a kid. She's a child. Even from afar, I could see how furious Dino was. Literally, Dino is me. Kira sobbed uncontrollably. Come on, Malbonte. Blake looked at her with pleasure. This woman is sick. Sick. But then Malbonte raised her voice. She's afraid. Are you preparing her for your brother's arrival? Blake turned sharply towards him. Her eyes were blazing with anger. Exactly, bitch. Then she turned back to Kira and, proudly lifting her chin, removed the chains. She leaned closer and said in an oily voice, There's no need for fear, child. Will you be an obedient girl? I won't. Perhaps you can force her to be one, but not me. Kira nodded, looking at her warily. Blake looked at Malbonte, and he only nodded in response. She once again looked around the hall and said harshly, "Now let's move on to new requirements. All humans who have gained immortality will henceforth remain unemployed and lose any titles." What? Who will I be without my title? We'll have to start all over again. I don't need any titles to then up to you, Plague. I just need to know how to kill you. Plague easily found my eyes in the crowd as if she knew exactly where I was. This is literally her doing this just to spite us. Is she that good at reading energy? No, she probably just saw us come in. Any mortals who would go against me will also lose everything they have and maybe even their lives. You will help me bring chaos and despair to Earth. We'll have great fun. That's what you think, girl? Questions? My question is just if you're mad. Like, it's not even a question anymore. Someone broke away from the back rows hurrying for the exit. The poor souls, I'm so sorry for the explosion. I instinctively wanted to follow them, but Adi grabbed my arm and shook his head. No, Adi, I have to help. Not the best idea. Like, I'm sorry, I'm in love with his outfit. Oh my god. Like, I tried to hide the small attraction that kept on getting bigger for Addie. Please do not bring it back. Noticing that someone intended to escape, Plague rose from her throne. Plague is a sadistic little bitch, and we have to take her down. She snapped her fingers, and those who were already at the exit exploded, bursting like balloons. Like, that's just horrendous, people. Like, honestly, this is so bad. Blood spattered across the walls and the immortals that were nearby. Damn. Literally, Addie is me. How many times have I said damn in my reaction so far? Just like the counselor. Panic broke out. At first, everyone ran in different directions, trying to climb out the windows or fly up to the ceiling, as if that could save them from the horsewoman's power. But Malbonte soon stepped forward, extended his hand to all of us, and clenched it into a fist. Now we can breathe anymore. Silence. Everyone's muscles cramped. A dull pain seized our bodies, pulling them tight like knots. We couldn't move or breathe. Let's go. I knew that. Like, this part is literally, I called that before I read it. I advise you to think twice before disrespecting me. I'm gonna disrespect you all the way I want, girl, because you are a piece of trash. Blake sat back down and nodded to Malbonte. Like, I can't, he's literally her little bitch. That's enough. Malbonte lowered his hand. Thank you for not suffocating me anymore, babe. Thank you. A collective sigh escaped. We could breathe and move. After that, one by one, immortals began to approach Plague and bow their heads in a display of loyalty. No, they're just having their tail between their legs. That's all it is. I pressed against the wall and held my hand on my chest, trying to slow my pounding heart. I watched those who were frightened enough to swear their loyalty to a monster, and those who had only been waiting for an excuse to give in to darkness. Plague watched as the immortals bowed their heads before her. What good choice. Boring, though. This woman is literally never satisfied. And literally, she's a sadistic sociopath. Like, she wants people to submit, and when they do, she says it's boring. What the fuck is wrong with this woman? Among them, I noticed a pair of unusual twins. These twins are fucking hot. People take notes. Rather than frightened, they looked triumphant? Look. We don't know the names yet, okay? But oh my god, they are so fucking hot. Oh my god. Literally, this game is trying to make me cheat on everything and everyone at this point. This game is asking for it. Right now, my favorite is and has. I mean, it hasn't always been, but my favorite in general is Malbonte. In the beginning, when Malbonte wasn't even a thing, like we didn't know that he was a love interest, my favorite was Lucifer. It was always a fight between Lucifer and Dino, but then Lucifer won. Then Malbonte was introduced and I fell for him. Now these twins, if these twins are also love interests, I'm gonna fucking die, okay? Their wings. Are they children of an angel and a demon? But these twins are too old. The law of segregation was only recently abolished. Girl, you literally have an example in front of you. Hashtag Malbonte. Where have they been all this time? Hiding? Well, they haven't been separated from their true self like Malbonte. He was the only one that was screwed over. Blake crossed her legs again, placed her hands on the armrest in a businesslike manner, and said, I always wanted to be in charge. And I'm your, what do you call it? Principal? I'd like to throw a ball to celebrate the occasion. It's going to be great. But Blake squinted slyly, winding a strand of hair around the finger. Before that, you'll ascend to Earth and complete your first task for me. Like literally I don't know which task is worth the task she gave Mimi and Dino or the task she gave us. Simona, Mimi, my pets, you go first. Adi and Sammy stood in front of us as if shielding us. You two bitches stay right the fuck where you are because I'm not losing you twice. I didn't survive it the first time. It's gonna completely destroy me the second time. Do not do anything that will that's gonna give you the attention of that bitch, okay? I will not lose you twice. You're gonna fucking stay where you are because I wanna see you when I get back. Mimi and I pushed him aside almost by force. Mimi and I were literally thinking the same. You are staying right the fuck where you are. We're not losing you twice. The dream team is back together. The four of us are united again. We will not be separated again. I will not lose you twice. Got it? Don't be idiots. I want to go back to oblivion. You don't have to. Sammy! Sammy, I love you, but please don't do anything irrational. Don't do anything. Please, I can't lose you again, okay? You have no choice. We slowly made our way to Plague's throne. The horsewoman didn't take her eyes off us. When we stopped in front of Plague, she asked patronizingly, And do you, my own pets, bow your heads? No. What should I do? Bow my head? Send her to hell. I did that the first time. I'm not changing my mind again. Literally pledge alliance to her. Do I look stupid? Send her to hell. I'd rather put my neck on the chopping block than bow to you. I'll remember your request. Thank you. Blake looked thoughtfully at me and Mimi. She was obviously pondering what her assignment should be. Finally, an idea dawned on her, and her eyes flashed with an unpleasant gleam. Yeah, she's a bitch for that now. For using when I have a special task. She was already breathless from delight. I'll fill your soul to the brim with despair. She abruptly calmed down and said seriously, Lucifer, we'll keep an eye on them. Make sure they complete the task. Okay. Lucifer. I'm gonna say what I want to say right now, later when that scene comes. Amy and Dino, it's time for you to prove your loyalty to me. Your task is to infect the city with the plague, every resident so that no one is spared. Mimi paled. Dino spoke up. Well, how do we... I'll give you some of my rats. With them, I'll make sure you become a hotbed of infection. You'll only need... She extended her finger and waved it. A touch. Good mistress. As for my second pet, I entrusted the death of just a single person to you. I was overtaken by an icy wave of foreboding. You must kill your father. Huh? Play continued issuing instructions, like literally people. I was speechless for a few minutes when I played that the first time. She divided everyone into teams. Torrendo whispered cities and districts into her ear, and Plague voiced them for all to hear. Each team was assigned a territory where they would spread the disease. But the horsewoman's voice sounded muffled and incomprehensible to me. I was looking somewhere ahead, holding in the screams and fury that churned within me. If I had Malbonte's power, I would have stood up to her. I would have fought. I would have been able to do something. I couldn't tell how much time had passed when Lucifer touched my elbow. Without looking at me, he said, "We've got to go." Mimi, Dino, and Lucifer and I slowly thrusted towards the vortex, as if an executioner's block awaited us there. The new vortex is gorgeous, by the way. Look at this vortex, oh my god! A cool wind blew over my face. The portal was pulling us towards the whirlwind leading to Earth. Once I eagerly anticipated meeting my father, but not anymore. Don't try anything stupid. Lucifer pushed me. I didn't even make a sound. I fell into the abyss, feeling the wind sweep away my tears. It barely brushed my temples and disappeared into the vortex. Honestly, if I have to be honest, I admire Lucifer's strength. His capacity to be literally completely neutral, impassible to anything that's happening around him. That's a talent, sir. Teach me. We landed close to my house, Mimi catching her breath a little turned to Dino. I won't do this. Mimi. I won't do her dirty work. If Plague wants to kill humans, let her come down here herself. Mimi, listen. She only wanted to kill her father. Who will Plague them out next? Do you think she'll stop there? Dino grabbed Mimi by the shoulder sharply. Stop it. Then more calmly he said, We don't have a choice. I know. We'll do it. I know. Without another word, he took a rat from his pocket and walked towards the street, like people. His new facial expression literally is killing me. I do not want to see it again. I know. A woman with a child was approaching him. He slowed, and for a moment it seemed he changed his mind, but any doubts were short-lived. He continued forward, his steps becoming more determined. Look at these people. Literally, I'm still crying. Like I'm suffering. Look at this face. Like he does not want to do this. He really does not. I said it before, but like I said, it was lost. I have the feeling that Plague wants to numb them all from feeling so that she can have minions, like lifeless soldiers that literally will do everything she asks without thinking twice about what they really would have wanted to do. She wants to numb them so much that they don't feel anymore. Like, do you have any idea how much that must hurt Dino? Like, look at him. I'm coming back to Lucifer in a second, just so you know. But look at his face, like he does not want to do it at all. But he has the feeling that he can't do anything about it. I would say he wants to protect the people really, really close to him. And in order to do that, he has to do this. But you can literally see, look at the tears, like people, why? Why are you doing this to me? Why am I doing this to myself? The woman looked at Dinah with a confused smile. She didn't understand what was going on, but the angel's hand touched her shoulder and brought with it the epidemic and death. Her face rapidly turned pale and haggard. Ulcers appeared on her body, and after that she fell to the ground, dead. The child was still holding her hand. He stared soundlessly at his mother for a few seconds until he realized what had happened. He screamed, cried, and shrinking away from Dino, fell to the ground. Literally, I'm crying. People, I can't see him cry. I love this man. I don't want to see him suffer. I'm suffering. Please stop crying, Dino, please. And then the child ran away. The boy ran fast with all his might, but the immortal could easily catch up with him. However, Dino stood still. He was motionless. See? Aside from the hand with which he had killed the stranger, which trembled as if his muscles were cramping, we all stood looking at his back. Here. Now, let me say something here. Lucifer. I said it in the last few episodes that I was not having Lucifer's actions, but with this face here, like, he sees what Dino is doing, like what is happening, because of what Blake is putting them through or asking them to do. And Lucifer is like on her side, but actually he's not having it at all. I think right now he's just doing this to protect himself because he wants to live. He just came back from non-existence and he thinks that this is the only way for him to survive. So that's why he submitted to her. Because he knows that right now she holds the power. But just because he doesn't show it like Dino is, doesn't mean that he doesn't feel the pain. Like, especially the people that played the Lucifer version. Lucifer has learned to develop a hard exterior. Like, he can be neutral to everything that's going on around him. Like, it's like he can shut off his emotions. Like, it appears that he's shutting off his emotions and doesn't feel or isn't touched by what's happening around him bad. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't feel it. He just doesn't show it. Dino, on the other hand, is more, let's just say, more emotional. He shows his emotions more. That's why he's crying. And that's why you can see it. Like, when you see Dino, you can see it on the outside that he's suffering. Lucifer doesn't show it, but he is suffering as well. If not just as much as Dino is, if not even more. Because right now he kind of is helping her. In sense, he's there to control them that they pull through with it. But he's not having it at all. Look at his face. He's not having it at all. He's not feeling fine with anything that's going on right now. And I feel so bad for what's going on here. I really wish I could do something to stop their suffering. 1. Lucifer didn't order him to catch up with the child, though maybe that was what he meant. Nevertheless, Dino turned and approached other mortals to continue what he had started. Mimi's shoulders slumped and she followed him. For a while, I watched them kill everyone they touched. I'd never seen them so scared and desperate. Like I want to fucking throw down with Plague for putting the people I love through this. She actually dares to play them dirty like that. I really have the feeling that she wants to numb them all down so that they literally become lifeless slaves. Their faces were as white as snow in the morning, and their gazes were wild. Ouch. And their gazes were wild and broken. It was obvious how disgusted they were with themselves. It's not even disgust. They feel bad. They don't want to do it. And they feel that they can't do anything about it. I literally feel so bad. I feel so bad for them. I really, really do. Dino apologized to each person he killed, and Mimi silently cried. She actually wants to numb them. She actually wants to traumatize them so much that the inner pain and struggle that they have for everything horrible that they have to do or that they're being forced to do is so big that they can't do anything else but to turn it off. Hashtag the Vampire Diaries, if you know what I mean. Like that they are literally that they are numbed of any sort of emotion. That's her way of, I don't know, her way of having a good time, I'd say. Lucifer's low voice rang out. No, you. No! Path of Temper! Why is someone like your father given a second chance while mine is losing whatever he has left? Let's go, Lucifer! Shut the fuck up, you bitch! You do not get to say anything. I fucking love it. Like, honestly, look at his face. Like I said what I said, and that's all I said. Like, he doesn't show it, but I bet that he feels just as horrible as Mimi and Dino over there. You can kill me, but I won't do it, you demand traitor. Whoop. You'll have to do it, whether you like it or not. Oh, I don't have to do anything, I just have to die. Oh, let's go! I grabbed Lucifer by the collar and shook him as hard as I could. Let's go! I won't let my dad be killed! And I won't bow my head to that beast like you did! Like, actually, this is the part, like, that I didn't see. Lucifer threw my hands away, grabbed my elbow, and dragged me into the house. You're stupid if you think he has any chance of staying alive, and that you have a chance of being free. You are such a bastard, Lucifer! Why? Why are you like this? I know that you are suffering on the inside. Why do you think that this is the only way right now? I kicked, screamed, and tried to scratch out Lucifer's eyes, but he persistently dragged me forward. Let go! Let go! I'll kill you! My voice cracked as a heart-rending scream burst from my throat. My strength, regardless of my rage, abandoned me. He's stronger. Oh my god, why, Lucifer? Literally, how will you not be able to, like, not be numb by doing this? When we entered, Lucifer pushed me to the floor. I fell without even trying to catch myself. The rough carpet capped against my cheek, and I remained lying there with my face lowered. I lay with my eyes closed as if that might help me escape. That would be a beautiful thing, girl. Father's voice came from the living room. Get up. No. He roughly lifted me up and dragged me along. A spell obscured our true appearance. Father didn't recognize me. He looked at us, two strangers, with frightened bewilderment. Did you come to see me? I feel so bad, like, what the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you, Lucifer? Why? Why do you actually, honestly now, why do you think that this is the only way? Why do you think this is the only way? Yes, human. Lucifer pushed me forward. I took a few hurried steps, trying to keep my balance and not fall. Who are you? I straightened up and stared at my dad, not believing my eyes. I wanted to touch him, hug him, and tell him the truth. Do what you have to do. No. If Father's going to die anyway, it's better if I do it, painlessly, so that he doesn't even. Tears flowed down my cheeks. How can I do this? I don't have powers anymore. Lucifer silently handed me a knife. I stared at him in horror. You're not serious. You said it yourself. You have no power. Oh, Lucifer! He really does not get the irony right now. Furiously snatching the murder weapon from him, I turned back to my father. He was so defenseless, weak in his wheelchair. Honestly now, like, what the fuck? Do you even see what's going on right now? Unaware that his own daughter would soon take his life. I can tell him everything. Let him know before he dies that his daughter is fine. She's going to heaven, I know. And we won't see each other again. But at least he'll know. What should I do? Tell the truth and say goodbye? I shouldn't do this. Okay. This is a very, very heavy decision, honestly. Tell the truth and say goodbye? I shouldn't do this. Honestly, this is a question for all of you at this point. Would you do it? Would you tell him? Like, honestly, isn't it better for him to not know that it's us? That his own daughter is killing him? Wouldn't it be easier for him in non-existence or like in the afterlife not to know that his own daughter killed him because of a sadistic bitch? Honestly, I don't know what to do. I really do not. Like in this version, I don't have it, but I don't know. I really don't know if this is the right way to go. I really don't think it's the right way to go. Honestly, I would be too much in pain to tell him that it's me. I would be too much in pain. I don't think that I would have the strength to tell him that it's me. It has been me the entire time visiting you. But I had to keep it a secret from you, and now I have to kill you. Like, honestly. And honestly, before I had to pay 50 diamonds for a little story. Literally, it was a little story. Perhaps the 50 diamonds were for the animation, but that was it. I shouldn't do it. I'm not doing it. I'll only hurt him with my story. He won't believe me, and even if he does, will he feel better? No, I don't think he will feel better. I took his hands, and after looking at me for only a few seconds, he turned to the window, occupied by his own thoughts. Look at us! Lucifer kept his distance and watched us. Like, honestly, Lucifer, fuck you. I'm ignoring the fact that he's actually feeling just as horrible as Dino and Tomimi, but literally being able to, like, push someone to do something like this. This is pretty cold-hearted. if he's showing that he's actually feeling just as miserable or not. This is horrible. Lucifer kept his distance and watched us. He was waiting for me to complete Plague's task. Lucifer. Like, people, I can't fucking hate this man. I should, but I can. Because I know that he's a good person. I know who this man really is on the inside. I know he does not mean any harm. He does not mean to make anyone suffer. But he thinks right now that this is the only way. That's why he's trying to do it. And he's like trying to, I would say right now that he's scared to lose us. I would like to think so. He's scared to lose us, and that's why he's being so heavy on us killing him to prove our loyalty to that bitch so that he doesn't lose us. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to lose us, so he's trying to let us complete the task because he has the feeling that this is the only way that we will please Plague and we will stay alive. But he's not having it. He really is not. And I can't see. Oh, look, this is the first time his mask, his demeanor came crushing down a little bit. He's not crying, but alone the fact that he's showing emotion just shows me everything I need to know. Like, up until this point, he has not shown any sort of emotion besides disgust, but actually empathy, sadness was not part of anything up until this point. Lucifer, honey. I can't hate this man. I really cannot. I gently stroked Father's wrinkled thin hand. I knew that a better existence awaited him after death. That didn't make it any easier. I kissed him on the forehead and my lips lingered for a long time on his skin. He didn't even move. He continued to look out the windows if he understood what was waiting for him and had humbly accepted his fate. Honestly, I can't with this shit. Oh, look at us. I can't, people. This is so horrible. I love you, Dad. With those whispered words, I squeezed the knife tighter and pressed the blade to his throat. I embraced him fully, as if to conceal him from Lucifer. We said I love you, Dad! We said it out loud! The knife trembled so violently in my hands that the blade scratched his wrinkled skin. The sobs that I had tried to suppress burst out like bestial howls. You kid? I kid. I grinned at my teeth, gripped the handle tighter, and moved the tip of the knife to his chest. All I had to do was to stab deep enough to pierce his heart. He wouldn't have time to feel anything. I feel so horrible right now. This is the worst things you could ask for someone who loves and cares about the people around him. That's the worst assignment you could give someone. Like, the most painful one. I tried again. The knife fell out of my hands. I fell at my father's feet, no longer holding back my sobs. I won't! I heard Lucifer's approaching footsteps. For a few moments he stood over me. I felt his gaze. And then he took another step towards my father. No! He did it. Look, people, honestly, do you think I'm right? That he, doesn't want to lose us, and he thinks that completing the task and keeping Plague satisfied will keep us alive? And that's enough for him right now? So he literally wanted to complete that bitch's task at all costs? Since we couldn't, he completed the task himself. Lucifer snapped my father's neck. His old feeble hand dropped and hung in the air. I swayed, bumping against the wheel of the wheelchair, and then remained still. Lucifer. Honestly, I think I'm right. Like, analyzing people in stories, in books, I have never ever been wrong. I know I'm right. That's exactly what's going on. He wants to keep us alive at all costs, so he thinks this is the only way. I'm sorry, that's... I'll kill you! I threw myself at Lucifer. I struck his face and sank my teeth into his skin. Trying to cause as much damage as possible, I yanked at his hair. Lucifer tried to push me away, but I didn't give up. I took out all of my pain on him, all of my rage, until despair overwhelmed me and I lost consciousness. Damn! Honestly, damn. Like, fuck me. Honestly, this was one of the most horrifying episodes ever. This hurt so much in my soul, having to read this. Having literally, I'm so done with this episode. This episode, honestly, now that I think about it, this is the episode that hurt me the most from the entire saga of Heaven's Secret. It really was. And honestly, I think that just shows how good the writers have become. Like, causing so much pain inside of me. Honestly, congrats you. And shame on you for making me go through so much trouble because I fell in love with the characters. But anyways, that was it for me. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you in episode 4. Bye.